Coach Weaver here again, helping you become a better leader. Today we're continuing on with our best practice series, and we're on number 8. Today I'd like to talk to you about planning your activities. As I've mentioned in the past, that many people are reactive. We're not proactive in our behaviors, and planning our day activities are the same way. Well, being a leader, we're trying to be as productive as possible and make the most out of ourselves and our employees. So leaders really need to be more proactive in their behaviors, but also in planning out their day. And part of the key in planning out your activities, of course, is to know yourself. This self-knowledge is essential for leaders. But today I want to kind of focus specifically on that energy and focus that we have. How can we plan our day around energy and focus? I hope everyone realizes that we don't perform equally throughout the day. We have times where we're more energetic, we're maybe less focused. And there's been many studies that have looked at the cycles that we go through. For example, there's a whole body of work done around biorhythms. Biorhythms is basically a system that goes on in our body of ups and downs of energy, alertness, intellect. Our intellect is higher at times, physically, emotionally. We're having emotional days, some days not others. And the study of biorhythms shows that most people are on like a 4-week cycle. Another body of research, which is a little more applicable to what we're talking about today, is the body clock. This is similar to biorhythms, but in the ways our energy and our focus goes up and down in a single day. So every person is a little different. So you truly have to know yourself and know how this is applicable to yourself. What I often do is just, have people ask some basic questions to themselves of, when is it that your energy is really the best? When is it that you feel energetic, wired, or even hyper? Where if you're needing to do a physical activity, that's the best time to do it. It might be exercise. It might be if you have a physical job, when to really focus your physical activities during that time. Or, when is the best time that you have to focus? If you have a project or a detailed article that you need to read, or you need to do some accounting, when is the best time for you that you find that you can really focus and make something happen in a short period of time without other things taking your mind away, but you're able to really do quality work? If you really understand yourself this way, it'll help you schedule out your day. But now that we understand ourselves, now we've got to understand the tasks that we're doing. And so you really need to look at the tasks that you have at hand. If you're doing accounting, does that take more energy or more focus? Or does it take creativity? If you're having a planning meeting, you're planning out your marketing for the next quarter, how are you going to do that planning? If you have some physical activities, or your job is very physical, and it takes more energy, when do you need to make the prime time that you do that versus paperwork or phone calls or other things in your business? So all of those things become relevant to understand not only your own ups and downs throughout the day, but then how you can match your tasks to those things. Again, everybody's a little different, but let's talk about some generalities that we find in studies and research of what's kind of some typical peak times for performance. The first is most people find that the best time to do cognitive work is between 9 a.m. and noon, or 12 p.m. This is when our motivation is high, our alertness is high, and it's a great time to do detailed or complex activities. Find what tasks that you have to do that take the most focus, most concentration, and schedule those activities during this cognitive time. On the flip side, our alertness typically slumps between 1 and 3 p.m. or it relates to after meals. So typically for 2 hours after a meal. So if you eat lunch at noon to 1, then that slump is going to be 1 to 3. If you're not eating lunch until 3 p.m., then your slumpness is going to kind of change to a different time. But during this slump time, this is a great time to avoid complex activities. Things like maybe writing emails or doing accounting, doing calculations, doing those kind of things. But this is a good time to catch up on things, maybe making phone calls, maybe having a planning meeting. Now, why do I say a planning meeting? Because what we also find is that creativity goes up at that same time that we have an alertness slump. The reason being is that alertness slump, we kind of have a tired period. We've eaten lunch, our body is trying to digest food, and so yes, our alertness goes down, but our creativity boosts. Our body compensates for that. After meals or in the evening, those are great times to sit down and have a brainstorming session or to have a planning meeting where we can have our creative juices flowing more and come up with possibly better solutions or better goals, better outcomes that we can look at and plan for. Let's look at the best times to send emails. So if you think about it, from our perspective, our cognitive work best time would be in the morning. And this is related to when it's best time to do emails, 7 to 10. But it's more than just looking at it from our perspective. Yes, if we're sending emails during our cognitive time, we can write better emails, maybe have better grammar, we can compose those faster and more streamlined because we're alert and focused. But we also have better open rates on the other end. Countless studies have shown that open rates of emails actually go up a lot during this time because not only are we in the cognitive phase of the day, but that's when our audience, the person that we're writing the emails to, they're in their cognitive phase. So they open those emails more readily than if we're sending an email at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. By the same token, social media is another one of those areas that most businesses have had to get in to increase their marketing abilities, to reinforce their brand, get more exposure to potential clients or to even existing clients, and to reinforce their brand for their clients that they have. The problem is we often look at doing social media posting when it's convenient for us. Studies have shown that the best time to post social media is actually in the evening. People that post in those evening hours get increased likes and their posts are shared more often because people are in a better mood, more relaxed, and are more wanting to be social, even if it's work-related type posts. However, going to the social media, for us personally, is that a good time to be writing the posts? That would be a situation where we want to write our posts in the morning when our cognitive ability and our focus is the best, but then schedule that. Schedule those posts so that they go out in the evening when people are more likely to like the post, read the post, and also to share them. Of course, it's not all about work. We have to keep our own selves healthy and we have to make sure that we're doing exercise. Again, studies show that actually the best time to exercise when we're physically at our peak is typically 3 to 6 p.m. Not 7 or 8 o'clock, but earlier, 4 or 5, and actually get some exercise and feel the most energetic and more motivated to do those things. So the biggest takeaway that I want you to walk away with is how important it is to know yourself and be proactive in planning and making things happen when it's most convenient and it's the best for you. Quick example, if I'm planning on doing bookkeeping and payroll and those kind of things, the last thing that I want to do for me personally is to plan that time after lunch and plan an hour to get that done. It would probably take me an hour and it would probably not be done very accurately. Where if I plan that in the morning, I find that I can do that in a half an hour and it's quality work and I don't have to worry about as many errors or problems with payroll or with the accounting because I get in, I can focus, I can work it and get it done and move on with the day. Find your schedule and make the most out of it for your own personal self. And it all starts by knowing yourself and putting some thought into how to take advantage of that. Until next time, best success.